Yo, 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 yo. Okay, everything's working. Face your fears is the message of today's episode. I have it written down right here. Face your fears. Um, I think if I were to summarize my whole life, if I were to give one piece of advice to myself in life, take away every single piece of advice other than one, I think face your fears. And I hate to say this, but I think that is the only direction we probably should be going. You know, I've my whole life been obsessed and scared about so many different things, writer's block, all these different concepts. And I think the solution to all of it, if you boil it down, is just facing your fears. We all have things in our life we know we have to do that we're afraid to do. For some reason, it could depend and differentiate. I'm talking those things that you're procrastinating. I think legitimately, if whatever we did was focused on doing what we didn't want to do, if we just tackled what we didn't want to do every day, the things that we were scared to face, scared to address, and that was the highest priority of what we completed in life, of let's literally seek the enemy, the scariest enemy, eat your vegetables first type thing. But that is the ultimatum of life, of let's just see how many fears we can face. I think we could truly achieve anything we want. And it pains me to say that, because so many years of advice, I've created so many different mechanisms in my mind, and I don't think they're untrue or unvaluable at all, but I create a lot of these mechanisms in my mind to be like, okay, this is the time to do this. Now you should work this amount of hours. All these different mechanisms, when in truthfully, those mechanisms are all secondary to one thing, which is there are things that I'm scared to do. There's a bunch of things I've been procrastinating for a long period of time, and I'm scared to do for whatever reason. And behind those things is the ultimate confidence or ultimate decision making, because our comfortability, it basically cucks us. It puts us in a box, and it forces us to stick to what we're comfortable with, and we're scared of stepping out of that box. And often that box is, stepping out of that box is the next necessary step. And maybe it's not the next necessary step, but regardless, stepping out of your comfort zone is going to get rid of your biases so you can see the truth. The decision that you make that directly rebels against your comfort zone might not be the decision that generates a huge amount of the success you desire, but it is the decision that will allow you to see things clearly. When you chase overcoming your fears, then you win either way, whether it works out for you or doesn't. Overcoming your fears is a thing that is, I think, the ultimate pursuit. We should pursue that. And I'm not saying every single fear you have. If you have a fear of dying, don't die. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's a lot of fears from the procrastination form that we know we need to address. Someday we know we need to do this. We've been postponing it for a while for whatever reason. I think those are our top priorities. The fears that we know we've been postponing. And when we don't prioritize and we don't put our fears first, we'll always put, I think, our fears last. That's what I'm learning with myself. I have a bunch of stuff on this list I've been postponing for weeks, maybe even months. And if I always try to go towards what's easiest to do, I'll never do what's hardest to do. And I'm not saying there's anything against going towards what's easiest to do, because you can get a lot of stuff done. But do you get the most important stuff done? I think the true desire comes from in life the things you're scared to even say, the things you're scared to do, chasing those things. Otherwise, we end up just doing things in circles for the sake of doing things. And I might be wrong, but I think the only thing that stops us from achieving anything we truly desire in life is fear. Some sort of fear, like some sort of action that is not happening, and that the reason that action is not happening is because of fear. For example, why am I on my phone so much? This phone right here, it's cracked. Why am I on this phone so much? Why do I check social media so much? Why do I check YouTube so much? It's the fear of boredom. I'm afraid of being bored. Also, fear of missing out. What if an important DM comes on my phone and I'm not available? That's a fear. Also, the fear of missing out from a business opportunity. A lot of the business opportunities, the trolls that I'm performing on YouTube, are contingent on specific DMs and specific timeliness. So I feel like I cannot overcome those fears. And where does that come down from? Okay, so if I'm not on my phone and I miss an important DM, then I missed out on an opportunity. Okay, and what does that do? That means that I might go farther from my goals when it comes to my career. Okay, and what does that mean? Maybe I will not succeed in the way that I want to. Maybe I won't succeed at all. Okay, that's the real fear. The real fear is I can't let go of social media because I feel like if I do, I'll not succeed. But I'm afraid of not succeeding. I can't accept myself if I don't succeed, and because of that, that fear is controlling my entire life. And I don't know how to separate from that fear. I've tried. I don't know if I can. But point is, knowing that fear is important. And maybe I can't face the biggest fear of being okay with not succeeding, because I don't know if I am, but I can face these other fears. Face the fear of not checking social media. Face the fear of take a risk with not checking social media, or face the fear of doing that assignment that you always wanted to do. I have a list of 10 things here. None of them are what I fear, except maybe one thing. So I look at this like, what am I really doing here? I'm not chasing the things that really scare me. And if you're not chasing the things you really scare you, you're not operating off of the compass that I think matters the most. What the hell is happening with my keyboard? It's not typing correctly. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, I always thought like writer's block, all these different ideas of, I don't have enough topics to talk about. I don't know what to do next. When the truth of the matter was right in front of me. The next thing to chase is the thing you're the most scared to chase. The next thing to do on your schedule is the thing you're most scared to do. Because no matter how big or successful you get, you will always have something you are scared of. And that means you will always have a reason to keep creating. You will always have something that's out of your comfort zone. Therefore, there's always a reason to keep creating. And when you realize like the human body, the human mind to a large degree is never satisfied, you realize exactly what to do, A, and B, that your creative direction is limitless. So that's what I will say about this whole situation. Chase your fears. Because, people who waste their time, they know they waste their time. People who succeed, they probably know they succeed. But the worst thing is people who work hard but work on the wrong things. And we don't know necessarily what the right thing to do is and the wrong thing to do, but one thing we do know for sure is chasing our fears is probably going to get us closer to the right thing, because it helps us discover past what's in our comfort zone and what is biased by our own perspective. So tomorrow, I'm going to make a commitment to look at this list and just go through my fears. and I'll try to stay off social media as well. Just fear day. Fear day. And we'll see how it works. I mean, hopefully I can create more content and just do it all in spite. But I'm going to write down some of my fears and I'll share them with you. But yeah, hope this was good.